will stay together. I don't want, this is my main stress point, I don't want anybody to go hiking alone. And the reason is because of the grizzly bears. Good fit.
The young lady telling tourists to watch out for grizzlies and who is packing a savage high-powered shotgun is Joy Ungricht. Now, at 27 years of age, Joy is one of the few qualified women river guides in the world. During the summer, as she has for the past 7 years, Joy migrates to Alaska to lead expeditions of hikers from the lower 48 into the Yukon backwoods. Now, in order to spend a couple of weeks in America's last frontier forests, adventurers come from as far away as New York and New Orleans. I asked Joy at what point she decided this was to be her life.
There was one point when I'd just been doing it for a year, and the first year was really a struggle. They wouldn't even let me go on the training trips because I was a girl. And it was like I was bumping my head against a wall, and after that first season, I had to decide if I wanted to make that commitment and pursue it or not. And I decided to.
What do you think would make your mom happy?
She used to want me to get a degree, and then she wanted me to marry and have babies, and now I think she'd be happy if I just bought a home and bought a car.
Do you think you'll ever settle down?
Well, I think I'm pretty settled now.
Joy told me why she's become addicted to the natural high of the wilderness.
There's something that occurs on the river that we call scenic overkill. That's because every time you go down a corridor and you cut through a ridge of mountains and you turn the corner, it gets bigger and better. And soon after those corners, you don't think it can get bigger and better, and then you go around another corner, and it's scenic overkill.
All right. I'm proud of us. You see any bears out here?
Uh-huh. Yeah, the biggest bear I've seen all year has been on this river.
Have you ever seen one up close?
Uh-huh. Yeah, close enough.
What happened?
We all lived happily ever after.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, where do you live?
I live just anywhere I'm working.
Joy's boyfriend is also a river guide. Their trips frequently keep them apart for weeks and even months. I asked her what she did during these separations.
I like to knit, make a lot of sweaters, do a lot of reading, too.
Most of the people who go on these outings can only reach Alaska and Joy by plane. Joy said seeing a woman guide in Alaska will stun and frighten some of them almost as much as seeing a grizzly.
At first, they're stunned to see this little lady come out. And, hi, I'm your guide. This is my 6th trip on the river. It'll be John's 1st trip. It'll be Dan's 3rd trip, and it'll be Michael's 3rd trip. When we hike, we make a lot of noise. We do a lot of yelling. We do a lot of screaming. We thrash through the bush. We don't want to sneak up on any of the wildlife. Don't take any food into your tents with you at night. And just keep it clean. I'm finally getting to be confident in what I'm doing, and then they become comfortable with it.
I don't usually let first impressions stand in my way. I'll wait. I'm not going to make any first impressions.
And then what she said about the grizzlies I thought was pretty sane, and putting it all together, I think I'll trust her.
Then we'll drive up to about 98 Mile inside the Yukon, and we'll be met by our gear truck.
I wish I could have made the final trip with Joy, but I had to leave. I have the feeling, though, that one day in another place, during another season, while doing my job, I'll meet Joy doing hers.
I think that everybody, even if they've been living in New York City for the last 27 years and they haven't been out, I think that they need to know that somewhere in the world or in the United States that there's some wilderness left, that there is a place where people can go and tune back into the wilderness. And I think if we destroy that all, mankind will go insane. I think people need that, even if it's not possible for them to get to it, just to know that it's there.